Stop laughing at me. You know what I'm saying? I'm buying a skateboard.
Oh, you started?
I'm just bringing it out there, mate. I'm just putting it out there. I'm 100%.
You start right.
I, Ricky Needs, at the age of 29 years old, I am buying a skateboard. Not for the first time, but for the first time.
Like a cruiser board or like an actual skateboard?
Yeah, I'm going a cruiser.
Okay.
Yeah, it's literally just.
So you're buying something that is meant for travel, and it's thick, but it's got a wedge at the back, and it's not a full skateboard. It's not meant for doing rails.
No. I'm
It's
not
meant for pushing.
Is it one of them ones with an electric motor in it? I've seen those things.
No. I looked at those, I priced them up, and I was like, I might as well just buy a fucking car.
I saw someone like
Really, they're as much as a car and electric skateboard.
Dude, they can be between like
especially
15,
the ones that you get with the big off-road wheels.
Yeah, they can be between 1,500 and like $2,500 or some shit.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I could buy a shitty Camry for that.
Oh shit!
You can buy a decent second-hand car for $2,000.
How much are you pricing up this cruiser board that you are so investing in at 29?
Less than like $200.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it's literally just because like right now, and like we experienced this today on my way here, there are roadworks everywhere near my place right now. Like all my trams have shut down.
You live in St Kilda.
Yeah, I live right near where the new station is going. So like every 2 or 3 months, they just shut down all the
Always
tram lines.
congestion, yeah.
Always congestion. They just shut down the tram lines. It's buses as replacements, which fucking suck. So I'm just like, I need a quicker way to get to work. I walk at the moment, and it's like 15, 20 minutes sometimes. But I'm just like, I can get there quicker. I can get home quicker if I had a skateboard. And
Be real though, like when you obviously that's the majority of your decision, but surely in your head you saw yourself on that skateboard, smoke in mouth, shades on, hat backwards, cruising through the traffic and going, "Damn, I look sick at 29 years old. Damn, I look good." Is this literally the scene that you painted yourself? Like,
people look like the hip dog from Simpsons.
Yes. Oh my god. Yes.
I will be fucking Poochie.
Hold on, Dave. Is that what went through your mind?
I'm putting myself in Ricky's shoes, going literally with the J's too. He'll be wearing the J's.
No, I feel like you're putting Ricky in your shoes. Is what it sounds like.
Oh, my shoes would never be seen on a skateboard. I'm putting myself in Ricky's shoes going, if I'm 29 right now and I'm Ricky Needs with my beard and smoke, yes, I'm cruising down on a skateboard at fucking...
Okay, partly it is like, I just want to like get to work, to and from work a bit quicker.
Oh yeah, I respect the A and B of it.
And then just like, also summer's coming up. I live really close to St Kilda Beach. They got that huge like fucking...
It's a whole vibe too.
15 kilometre like beachside boardwalk thing. And if I've got days off and I want to just do something, I can just jump on the skateboard, go down.
It's a good hobby.
It is. I rate it.
It is, yeah. So like that's the plan. It's just like I used to skateboard.
Headphones on, like.
Yeah, like literally, like it would just be a case of like, because I used to go for like walks and shit all the time, and especially like working the weird shifts that I do. Some of my walks would be like, it's 4 a.m. I can't sleep. I'm going to go for a fucking 10-kilometer walk around St Kilda.
Yeah.
Not exactly the safest thing to do, but I did it. But now it's like I said, chuck the headphones on, grab the skateboard, and just go for a cruise for a couple of hours.
Go for a roll.
Go for a roll. Go for a kick push.
Yeah. So my question really is why? Okay. So why a skateboard over, say, a bicycle?
Because my mate's dad has an electric bicycle.
Yeah.
And he lives up from Dandenong. He rode to Box Hill, which is about 20 k's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In 2 pushes.
Yeah, electric. That's an electric bike.
Yeah.
He got down the hill. So pretty much he got down the hill, which is like, no, he didn't push.
Yeah. You just fall.
And because it's gotten energy from the downhill.
Yeah.
Kinetic energy or whatever.
Regenerative braking.
Energy. And then pretty much he's rolled all the way through to pretty much Nunawading. He's pushed, so he's done one cycle. It's got him all the way.
Define push, because I don't know these bikes.
Hang on, you're saying from Dandenong to Nunawading.
It's literally just pedaling.
Going that way. There's a big downhill portion, but then actually there's also general incline.
Because it's an electric bike.
Yeah, you don't have to push.
There's no exertion on the up.
But I feel like you said you were doing the downhill, but you didn't explain. There is an uphill component, and it's a big uphill component. Did he go all the way up Springvale Road? Is that how he did it? Yeah, that's incline for like most of that into Nunawading. Yeah.
So, but this push, like Ricky just explains, but it is confirmed. The push you're saying is like just a rotation and that just one rotation,
360 rotation. And apparently that will power up the bike for another 10.
That's so viable. What?
Yeah, but it's good on like flat surfaces, really good. But if Ricky lives in the city.
Yeah, I'd imagine
you don't really come across massive hills. This is the thing.
Yeah, you're also not going long distance.
Exactly.
But
and also a bike is a much bigger like one-time outlay, and then it's on top of that. It's like I need new tires, I need new tubes, I need new brakes, I need like there's because I used to like my dad used to own a bike shop.
Yeah.
And it is a case of like you buy a bike and it is like a car. Like every now and then it needs to be serviced. Like if the gears start.
But let's be honest, for your age, a bike probably is a bit more practical.
No, 100%. 100%. But like that's the thing. I have like 3 very good bikes at home in my parents' shed that I just haven't gone and serviced and brought to Melbourne.
But like, wouldn't there be if you're going to use this skateboard like fairly regularly? Would there not be a similar level of servicing required?
Yeah, like, you got to like replace the bearings and replace the wheels every now and then. But like that's the idea with the cruiser board is the wheels are softer so that you can ride on rougher surfaces and that. Like if you're like a trick skateboard, like a traditional skateboard, those wheels are really hard.
Yeah.
And they will wear out really quickly going over rough surfaces.
Yeah,
and
right.
I've walked, the last few weeks with the trams being down, I've walked my route to work. And I've kind of like mapped it out in my head. Like, okay, if I was going to have a skateboard, I would probably need a cruiser that has the softer wheels or a longboard that would go over. Like, there is a fair bit of rough, like footpath in that
boardwalk
area.
kind of area, or is it like concrete?
It's just shitty footpath.
Yeah, you can do that with cruiser wheels, completely fine.
Yeah, because the other thing is that like I mean, they never make those even though. They never make those pavements even, so you're gonna have some bumps and stuff.
And these days,
but let's admit, like a bicycle.
But like the difference between a bicycle wheel and a skateboard wheel is if I get a puncture, I'm fucked.
Yeah, true.
You can't really puncture a plastic wheel.
Yeah, no, that's true.
So
that's
also
true.
it is just like it's something that I've just wanted like I said during summer, just going for a bike ride.
Yeah,
I don't know. To me, it's a bit different just going for a cruise on a skateboard.
Yeah, right.
Like once again, helmet. Can't really put my headphones on with the helmet on. Whereas I'm on a skateboard, I'm not wearing a fucking helmet.
You have to by law though.
Pads on.
I'm not fucking putting pads on.
You have to wear a helmet by law though. But
he's cool, bro.
But that's if the cops can catch me.
You're in the middle of the city. It's cop central.
Put your helmet on.
Not on goddamn St Kilda, like on the fucking St Kilda beachfront. Like there's no cops down there.
No, there's no cops there.
So like that's the thing. Like it's a case of like it's a thing for work, and then it's just for like a bit of leisure during summer. Nothing better. Like I can strap my fucking my camera bag on my back.
Next minute we come across an empty pool, and then there's Ricky.
That's what I'm saying. This is what I'm getting at. You start cruising, but you're gonna be hitting tricks at some point. Just I know you, bro.
Not on a cruiser.
When I was a kid, like did anyone here skateboard when they were a kid?
Yeah.
Okay. What was like the highest level trick you got to?
Oh,
popping an ollie.
I didn't even trick. Like I was a cruiser,
so you got to an ollie.
I couldn't even drop in on a ramp. I tried.
But I moved to because I got into skating when I was like 16, 15,
right, 16, so a bit later than me.
But I got into longboarding more, so downhill.
Yeah, so that's the thing.
I lived in the
eventually,
suburbs.
I would like to get a longboard, but I just want to go cruiser for a start.
Hey, you can buy mine. Mine's carbon fiber insulated and stuff.
Oh, bro, you were really into the scene.
Dude, my board cost me $450 for plus shipping. Mine was from the US. It was like fully custom made. It was original Longboards Apex 40 inches in length. And it had a carbon fiber spine running through the middle of the
How
deck.
long were you in this skater phase?
So I did it for about a year and a half until I dumbly decided to try the spine, which is a very dangerous road up in the hills, where it's pretty much dead set downward slope the entire way.
Are you just bro?
I had helmets, thick jeans on hand gloves. But I remember taking the first turn and the board skidded out and I rolled into a bush and my whole back was just completely rubbish.
And that was it?
Like just cheese grated, yeah. And I was just
bro. He's like, fuck this now.
I was like, take me to hospital, I am done. So longboarding is really fun. Just make sure you know how to slide properly.
I think it would be like more a case of longboarding, like just
this is what I'm saying. At your age, I think it might.
Your age again?
You motherfuckers are creeping up on me.
If you were 5 years younger, this wouldn't even be a discussion. Ricky's buying a skateboard? That's cool. That's pretty cool, bro.
29 years old, you decide to buy a skateboard.
29 years old, Ricky?
Yeah. You have a license, you have a car, but
have you thought about your life insurance as well?
I don't have a car.
The premium, if you announce that to the health insurance, your premiums would just go
I know.
You're 29 years old, smoker. And you're buying a skateboard? Okay.
This one, the check back in like a month from now when like another episode goes up and just be like, yeah, I went to hospital, broke my arm.
I snapped it.
Yeah, I fell off, broke my arm.
There's two ways this goes. Either a month from now you do that conversation, or a month from now it says, guys, I'm thinking of buying a trick board.
Yeah.
All right, boys.
10 months from that, if he crashes, he'll just be like, no, I'm now into surfing. I've found bliss.
Oh my God. If we get to the 30th birthday and he hits us with, guys, I'm going surfing.
I would never, ever fucking surf. I have been surfing before.
You don't like it?
Those big, no, sharks, dude. Sharks scare the fuck out of me.
Ever since Jaws, did it really just terrify you?
No, like.
Do you get scared watching Jaws?
I went snorkeling up in Cairns on the reef and shit. I had a panic attack in the water because I saw a shadow.
And with that, welcome to Pint Party, a podcast designed to turn a beer and a chat into a tax write-off. I'm your host, John McLeish. Joining me this week are the Gimmick Boys themselves, Lachlan Beasley,
Hi,
David
John.
Yang, and Ricky Needs. Boys, welcome.
Hi.
Good moment.
I didn't think that skateboarding would be such a rich vein for us.
Oh, it's always a rich vein. It's always a rich vein with us.
Cool.
It's a rich vein contextually for Ricky, not for anyone else really.
So part of the reason why I was like grilling you a bit there, Rick, it was because like I'm kind of in the same position you are, where I'm like considering what to get that isn't a car, and I'm on the other side of the fence. I'm like going to get a bike.
Well, it just depends.
Get
on
a grade machine made in the
distance.
middle.
Oh my. Don't even luck. Oh, that is a
They
source
still
of
make green machines.
that
as
is a
well.
source of great pain for me in my childhood. I grew up dirt poor on the other side of the tracks.
But there's
right?
one kid
And
across the road.
Those fucking rich kids. Oh my god, man. That's like we used to roll those kids for their machines. Fuck.
I respect John thinking about a bike because this is where like I wanted to butt in before. Skateboard is leisure. Bike is a mixture of getting from A to B and cardio.
That's what I'm saying.
Like that's,
but no,
but there is cardio. There is cardio skateboarding.
Component.
There's that whole. Oh, I got to move my foot a couple of times and then stand. Right, you got to kick push. You got to kick push every now and then. Whereas a bike, like unless it's an electric bike, where there's a bike though, you're moving, like you're pedaling.
Not constantly.
Like, but there's a lot of other things that are being activated. You're using your arms and shoulders to hold the bike steady. You're always balancing, which is a core activation. You're getting a workout.
There is, but there's and I mean, there's a lot of that involved, even in longboarding stuff, even cruising.
But not to the same degree. Not to the same degree. Let's say you're both going down a straight path.
Yeah.
Essentially, you're utilizing more.
No, but but you've got a balance on a board in kind of like you've got a lower center, a higher center of gravity on a board. So like there's a little bit more of a balancing, which means you've got to be activating your legs a bit more, right? And then that requires a bit more core work. Where for me, my center of gravity is lower on a bicycle, so it's okay. Like there's less balancing issues.
It's far more quad activation.
Yeah.
The quad is the biggest muscle in the body.
That's what I mean. There's more quad activation there, but that's about it. That's what I mean. Like I feel like there's more muscle groups being worked on a board than there is on a bike. But like that's. But like, so part of the reason why I was like kind of questioning is because like I was thinking a bike because again for A to B stuff. Right, and then I suppose for me it's sort of like my big thing was sort of logistics. It's like, okay, I'd like to take the bike. Specifically, I want to buy a bike and I want to buy a bike rack for it so that I can do grocery shopping. Yeah. And I can just throw my groceries on the back.
That's a vibe too.
And that's what I mean. Like that's probably the thing with a board is that you couldn't do that. That would be a bit more of an issue. I mean, you could still carry your shopping bags, I guess. But
you'd be wearing a bag.
I'm not really into like.
Have you looked down Brunswick Street?
No.
You just see so many guys with tote bags on skateboards rolling down.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So so you could do.
Well, you do that with a bike too, but you had the extra comfortability of that bike rack.
You can't. Yeah,
you get the mule sacks. Yeah, you put on the side.
You get one tote bag though. Yeah, sorry. I get mule sacks, and I can throw at least 2 bags on the back. Right, 2 shopping bags. Like so I could carry a lot more groceries home. Yeah.
I live walking distance to a supermarket, so that is an issue for me. It's literally just getting to work and back, and then like leisure on the weekends. Like
right.
Sorry. When I say weekends, I mean Monday, Tuesday.
Yeah, your weekend.
My weekend.
Yeah.
So it's literally just like it comes down to how far you need to travel from your A to B thing. Like me, I live 2 and a bit kilometers to work.
Yeah,
it's not that far.
No,
like
not at all.
It's a 20-minute walk.
Yeah.
And then like I live pretty close to St Kilda Beach, so I can just go down the beach. Like it's not going too far out of my way. Whereas like a bike, I feel like if you're trying to go from like that sort of 2 kilometer to 5 kilometer range, I would say maybe get a bike because you're going to get there really quickly. Like you can go way faster on a bike than a skateboard.
Oh yeah.
So if you need to get somewhere quickly, then a bike is the way to go. And if you have somewhere to keep it, that's the problem with me.
It's the other thing with a bike is like storage space.
Tiny little apartment building. There is like a bike rack in the basement of the building, but it's just
how safe is that? Is it like fully locked up and everything?
It's out in the open.
Oh, okay.
But like it's you have to be a part of the building to get access to that area. But once you're in that area, like the bikes are either just like hung up, or if you don't really trust the people you live with, then they got bike locks on them.
Dude, skateboards are an aesthetic as well. Like you can get like a wall mount. Yeah. And then have it hanging there as like a wall ornament piece as well when you're not using it.
Think about it, like it's just a skateboard can be used as a canvas as well. And a lot of artists do use skateboards as the canvas these days.
You're going to be so cool.
And given you're not doing like crazy trick stuff, like you don't have to worry about like wrecking that.
Okay, I'm going to throw my mate Josh under the bus. It's been enough time, so I can throw my mate Josh under the bus. When we were first getting into skateboarding, all the boys were doing tricks, and Josh felt a little bit left out because he couldn't really do any. So he got the old sandpaper out and he sanded his entire graphic to make it look like he could like grind on.
I knew people that used to like literally just get their board and then just grind it across like the rails with their hands and shit, just to make it look like
across
more
the curb. He'd just go just like a.
Just so he could roll up to the park with the boys, and be like, "Hey boys, obviously I fucking skate and shit. Like look at the back end."
So when he tries, he can be like, oh, "I did it this morning. I see the evidence.
I fucked it up today, but I did it.
We used to beat up those kids at my skate park. Like I was the fat kid who couldn't do any tricks, but I was honest about it. And as a result, I got respect. It was like, yeah, respect. You can't do any tricks, but at least you're not fucking faking it. You know what I mean? Like you're not doing any bullshit.
Oh, that's dirty,
outing
bro.
These fakers.
That's dirty. Oh,
although I used to know guys who put group tape on the bottom, and I was like, you're fucking crazy. Like, all right, respect. So, really, the final question then before we move on: budget. Like, how much? Like, I know how much a regular skateboard costs, but how much is a lot? Wait, what do we? Hang on a minute, because we've been throwing words around. Is it a longboard? Is it a what? What do we?
Cruiser.
Board.
A cruiser board.
So you go,
retail between like 120 to about $240, depending on like how wide, how long, what kind of bearings it's come with, what kind of wheels.
It's got one nose, and then
also
it's got a kick.
Also, its brand will have a lot to do with it. I'm looking at Globe because I love.
You don't know,
Yeah, I love Globe.
I feel like Globe is like the opposite.
I love Globe, and they actually do a really nice range of very minimalist cruiser boards that like no real graphics on the bottom. They're just sort of like just really nice. A bit of black graphic, black grip tape, nothing special. I'm not going out there to be. It's not going to be like a flashy thing. Like I've seen cruiser boards that have like the big Hawaiian print down the bottom and shit like that.
No, you just want something that gets you
the vibe, bruh.
Yeah.
Literally, my longboard has a
shucker.
Oh, bro, of course you'd have shuckers on it.
But it's like a mad as multicolored like shucker. It's
right.
It's really cool.
Yeah, but I'm looking for like very minimalist. So like what I've looked at so far and what I've found in my price range, I'm just like, all right, cool. That like there's a couple of boards there that look pretty good.
Whatever happened to penny boards?
Dude, they were big in 2011.
Because the nickel board, because we have one at my house.
Yeah.
And they're actually like a decent board. Like it's slightly smaller than a normal skateboard.
Yeah, is that
it goes A to B.
Is that the one that's like...
It's all plastic.
They're harder to skate on though, aren't they?
They don't like they're heavy. They're really
heavy. Surprisingly heavy for what they're
durable. They smack into things because they're made of full plastic. They're not recyclable plastic though.
They have no like there's no physical grip tape on them, but like the texture on top of the plastic is
I think that's why
grip tape.
I think that's why penny board hasn't really doesn't have longevity to the brand. It's just because they
it was a big fad. It was a fad.
They don't use like recyclable plastics or anything in their board. So people look at it, it's just like, well, that's an eco disaster right there.
Yeah.
It's not only that, but it's also like they're a bit of a gimmick board. Like you can't really do anything with them. Like,
exactly.
You can't really take them A to B. Like
it was A to B, but they weren't even good at that.
The nickel boards are actually practical.
Yeah, but only if you skate on the road, not if you're doing it on the footpath. So
they're meant for like beach boardwalks.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
What the fuck's that board where it's like a wave board and it's you like one foot is on one paddle, one's on the other, and you go like back
ripsticks?
Ripsticks? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Something like that, and like just on like motion or some shit like that, you move like.
Yeah.
That I never understood that. I never understood the mechanics behind it. But people fucked with it. Like
blades fads coming. I'm seeing people rollerblades again.
Really?
People are blading again.
Dude, at least two people on my fucking story were buying rollerblades the other day.
I was at my local library the other day, and there's this bit where there's like a jump off point just for a statue, and I saw this guy just gliding through, and then he jumped off the little launch bit, and he like touched his. He did the touch. When he touches the bottom of his wheels, and then he just kept skating on. I was just like, "Whoa!" Like in the.
I'm sorry. There is nothing cool about rollerblading.
Dude, not if you're doing that though.
He touched his wheels and rolled away. I was like,
in that moment, time slowed down. Okay, for him at least.
And the practicality of it.
Or in the back of my mind, all I heard was extreme.
Yeah. All I heard was like the 1999 like MTV fucking logo. That's all I hear.
You're buying a skateboard, Ricky.
Rage. I was almost one of those people, by the way. Who with the rollerblades. So I had my own pair of rollerblades. Like I was the kid who brought his own rollerblades to the rollerblading rink, and then I also I joined the roller hockey team. as well for like maybe a month until like getting gear was an issue because it was sort of like I had the rollerblades, but you need all the other padding.
It's expensive.
It's expensive. It's an expensive hobby to get into, and so that was me. Like that was like so he's like, oh, you know, this guy MTV whack. It's like no, that was me at like 16.
What is the most expensive hobby you reckon?
Warhammer 40k. Fuck, that cost me so much money.
Golf, surely.
Golf, I reckon, as well, is up there.
Wakeboarding. You need a boat.
Yeah,
true.
Deep sea fishing.
You need a boat.
You need a boat.
Yeah, true. No, you're right with anything to do with a boat. Fishing in general.
You can join fishing clubs.
Yeah,
I reckon that would like organise days.
If you want to wakeboard, you need a boat.
That's
yeah.
There's no wakeboarding.
A good wake setter in Malibu is going to set you back like $100,000 from like a base model. And like this is like Echuca.
That's not the
wakeboarding. Yeah, you got to buy the wakeboard, and then like you got to get the boat serviced, and then get the boat license, and then get the boat trailer, and then get like all the other shit that goes along with it. I got to say wakeboarding, and like generally like water skiing, like especially ski racing. Ski racing, if you're doing that as like
that's actually
ancillary thing to your other job, like okay, so the Southern 80 ski race, which is the biggest ski race in the Southern Hemisphere.
I love how you know about this.
No, I respect that you know.
It's Echuca. It's done
it's
in
the biggest day of the year, mate.
Well, it literally is the biggest weekend in
They
Echuca.
talk about it all year round.
The town goes from 10,000 people to 100,000 people in one weekend.
And then it's the ski event.
It is 100%. It is the Ute muster. Southern 80 then Ute muster is like for our town huge, but the boats they use to race are $500,000 more.
Crazy
because these are like big block V8s with twin turbos that run on a single speed gearbox. To get those internals like tough enough to handle that, plus like the fiberglass shell of the boat, and then you got to pay your races, you got to pay your driver, you got to pay your spotter, you got to pay your race fees. And this isn't what these people do for a living. It's just what they do for fun. Right. It is literally like, it's like horse racing. It's like rich people just like, I need something to do on the weekends. Ski racing. Let's just do that. And like the guy that lives up the road from my parents, he was like the champion the last like 3 years.
Oh my God.
His boat, first one he's burnt down, or like he exploded.
Mm-hmm.
Second boat he built was worth about $400,000. He's a builder.
It definitely sounds like Cub Nation. Do you know what a cub is?
No.
A cashed up bogan.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. Like, this dude has a massive house, but then he's got like a fucking four car garage. Yeah. He's got the work ute.
Most of them are like tradies who have done really well for themselves.
He's the biggest builder in town.
Yeah.
Work ute, weekender ute, and then the ute that tows his boat, and then his boat.
The weekender ute. The off-road uting.
No.
That's the Maloo.
It's the one you take out for Saturday night dinner, so you take it on the main strip of town. It's the flashy night out.
It's a flashier ute.
It's usually like electric blue.
Yeah.
It's
something.
the one you
take. Yeah, no, it's a big fucking color. But like the best thing about that, right? Because like the HSV Maloo, which is like the big V8.
Maloo is thunder. I'm pretty sure is translated.
Translates to thunder in an Aboriginal language, but during the Southern 80 weekend, it does bring out all the cashed up bogans. I was down the street one day and there was a bloke in a Ferrari F458, the Spider. Yes. A really nice like V8 low slung.
That's like pouring a VB glass into a martini. Martini glass.
But like,
really.
So that is a brilliant analogy.
There's this Ferrari down the main strip of Echuca, right? And he's sitting at a roundabout just revving his engine. And this guy in a Holden, like a big block V8 Holden, comes up beside him at the roundabout, goes around the roundabout, and just lays 11s down the entire strip of the main road in Echuca. Just like
11s.
Just like, yeah, I see your Ferrari. Fuck off.
I've heard you.
Aussie muscle.
I've heard your Ferrari.
I've heard your Ferrari.
Get out of our town.
I raised you an Australian ute. Go fuck yourself.
Only in country towns.
Only country, dude.
That's what I'm saying. I need to bring you boys up to Echuca for a weekend. It has to happen.
A weekend car.
Dude, have you not heard of like the term like a weekend?
No, I do. No.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm getting at. Is like I know a mate who, at the age of 18, bought himself a weekend car. And I was like, bro, 18, you're flexing on a weekend car already? Like, that's a move.
Pretty big flex.
That's a move at 18. Like, I get it at your 40s where you buy like, oh, I've got enough saved up. It's just like, I need a weekender.
You buy
but
like
a flexi weekender?
Yeah.
But this guy was like, no, I just need a second car that I'm just going to drive on the weekends.
Yeah.
Like,
my dad had that kind of mentality where he's like, I've hit a certain age where I can finally buy a car that I want. He bought a Golf.
as his second car.
No, this is like he's like, I'm gonna splash and buy myself a nice quality car that's gonna like. This is meant to be like his retirement car, and he bought himself a Golf.
A retirement car? That's a fucking solid car though. 1,200 Ks to a tank. That shit'll go.
I respect that.
I understand.
He's an economically feasible retiree.
But the standard is like just the standard Porsche 911.
Is the use
for the mid-40s? Yes,
that is
Audi R8's become very popular as a choice, or the Maserati sedans become a little bit.
Have you got your head cannon picked out your retiree car?
No, not really. I'm not like super into cars. Like,
Neither am I, but like that's like people like.
I'll pick mine out.
I was gonna say, Ricky, like surely you have.
Yeah.
All right, what is it? Come on.
It's the Audi R8.
Yeah.
I love
there
it.
It is.
I love it. It is such a gorgeous looking car. It's got that Lamborghini V10 motor in it. It is just I love them. And they're relatively, when I say this, it sounds really dumb, but they're relatively affordable. They're only like $200,000.
And David, 4 cup holders.
No.
4 cup holders.
For 2 seats.
Man, that is crazy.
Why? No, Dave, I can explain this. You need 4 cup holders because you need your workday cup and your weekender cup.
You need your traveler thermo.
Yeah.
And then just your water bottle.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
No, it's because they have their bottle of spirit and then they have their mixer.
Yeah.
One in each.
Yeah. Dude, when Archie gets his car, the fucking made up one from the Spy one, and then you open up the glove compartment and out comes a bottle of scotch, all lit up, glasses and everything. That is dream. So long as we live in a country that allows you to drink and drive, obviously. But
I mean, the gag with that was it was apple juice.
It was apple juice in the end, obviously. Yeah.
Spirits, but like that is like got to be one of the most impractical additions to a car. Would be a wet bar. Makes no sense. Absolutely makes no sense.
You don't think an ejector seat would be the most dumbest thing to add? Like
the ejector seat is the best addition to a car ever.
Especially if you can.
But only in situations.
I'm sorry, if I'm on a date and I accidentally hit the ejector seat on my date, could you imagine the lawsuit that will come from that? I'm not
sue the
paying
manufacturer.
That out. I'm not.
It shouldn't be easy to hit the ejector button. It shouldn't be as simple as volume. Oh, ejector seat right next to it.
Yep.
Clearly just opened.
This is why you don't put the ejector seat button in the passenger seat. You put it in the driver's seat, and you don't put the button to activate it in the car. You put it in the boot, so that when you get kidnapped for being a fancy boy with your rich man's car, you get thrown in the back of your own car.
So it's a defense mechanism.
You just press the button and you throw that motherfucker out.
You just turned a movie trait into something actually practical.
That's fucking brilliant, actually, as a defense mechanism.
I guarantee you, somebody in South Africa is selling that shit.
No, I'm sure
have
there's a drug dealer who has that.
No. Ordinary people. Have you seen the kinds of stuff that they do to their cars in South Africa, like the defensive measures they put in? Like, there are like multi-million-dollar companies doing this, and like you can get some full-on James Bond level shit in South Africa. Holy fuck. Yeah, go down to Joburg and like fucking check it out. Holy shit.
But like Doom and Tyranny is still
they got flamethrowers on their cars
down there, unfortunately.
God damn. I want a flamethrower on my car.
Yeah, they got flamethrowers on their cars you can pay for. Like, I mean, they're also like, whenever we talk about kind of like armored cars, we always think about like the American president's car.
Yeah.
A lot of those designers cut their teeth in South Africa designing armored cars down
there. Wouldn't be surprised, actually.
Right, and South America is now another booming market for armored cars.
What's the proper term for the spikes on wheels? What are they called?
The spikes on the wheels or the spikes that police cars drop?
The kneecaps.
Yeah. Oh, kneecap.
There's like a proper term for it though. I forget what it's called. But there's just the blades that spin.
Yeah.
Oh, right. On like a hubcap.
Yeah, on a hard cap. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
It was seen in Grease. It was seen in Little Rascals. It's been done.
Yeah, I know.
It's been done by any movie that has a car in it.
It's been done. It was done in Gladiator.
It's been done like
Saints Row 2.
Every Bond movie ever has had like the fucking hubcaps that pop out and just shred the tires of the car.
Which Bond movie was it where they had the laser that like cut the car straight in half?
It was Die Another Day.
Yeah, it was one of the Soviet ones.
Yeah. No. That wasn't a Soviet. That was Mad Billionaire.
I swear it was one where like the Russian soldier's like trucking along and he hits the brake and he goes forward, but the axle is like just still stationary.
That's an old one, isn't it?
It's an old one.
That's an old one. Yeah.
That wasn't a laser though.
No,
it was a laser.
That was Goldfinger. I think it was Goldfinger.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Because Goldfinger has the ultimate car in it, which was the Aston Martin DB3.
Yeah.
Which is like the ultimate spy car. Every like nook, like every like
That's why it was paid homage in
Skyfall.
Skyfall. For that reason.
But it was the ultimate spy car, and it's the most gorgeous looking car in the world.
It
as well.
is. Oh my god.
But yeah, that had I think I know the one he's talking about because they're at like some base. And yeah, like the axles get like ripped out of the car or something.
Yeah, the two soldiers just go flying forward.
Yes, I swear to God, that's Goldfinger.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh God, I love that movie. But Yeah, that.
But like
these days, so good.
Taking away movie tropes and stuff. What is actually like the dumbest extra accessory you can pay for in a car?
In a car?
Because Audi, they do indicator lights that do patterns.
I was going to say a light-based one, especially like
LED patterns when they do indicate left or right. I think it's a little bit much.
I've got the answer to this question. Like
dumb as in impractical.
But like, no, I want to hear what you have to say before I give you the actual correct.
Objectively, impractically.
No. There is a correct answer to this question, but I want to hear what you have to say.
All right.
I'm thinking like maybe like San Andreas, late 90s, goddamn like.
No, you're not going to go to out, but like, what are you going to buy?
I'm talking like from factory.
Oh, from factory, as in like it's just in a car.
Like you bought it in a Camry.
And it's just in the car.
If you can buy an extra, what is the most impractical thing?
What is the most impractical extra you can get from the car?
I think it's stylized indicator lights.
I agree with you. I was going to go light based.
Just blink on and off. That's all they need to do.
That's all you need to do.
Blink on and off. That's simple. But mine is...
And most luxury cars don't even do that.
No, I know.
Like, they don't use that feature.
I think it's either Aston Martin or Rolls Royce. They do this thing where when you open the door, on the bottom of the door...
Shall we do it too?
Hey?
Shelby do it too. It's the logo.
Yeah, it shines on the ground.
Oh, it's a light based one. Yeah, I was going to say.
It is a light based one, but yeah, literally you open the door and then it just shines on the ground, and like sometimes it's real fancy they rotate, but it's like the logo of the car just rotates on the ground.
Shelby do it and it's the horse.
Actually, I wish to change my answer. There was one that I just saw on Instagram a couple of weeks ago. It is a car that's slightly higher and it only has 2 seats in it, but the back seat is dominated by literally the only affordability for it is to put your luggage in it. Yeah. And then when you get out of the car, the luggage comes out with you. Like it opens up and the luggage just comes out. And it's meant to be like as soon as you get out of the car, it's meant to be like at your hand height. So you just grab and go. And it's completely built into the car.
Okay. John, what is the correct answer?
What's the correct answer?
So the light thing that typically comes standard in some of those super high-end cars.
Yeah.
So it's not an extra. Your one, that sounds like that's like a feature of the car, not an extra.
Yeah,
right?
fair
and
enough.
Then what was the one you said?
Like stylized. So
stylized lights. Okay, so that is an extra. I'll give you that one. But that has a kind of practicality to it because it has a bit of a flash factor. The correct answer is white pinstripe on a white car.
Oh,
no one has done that.
Yes,
surely not.
Yes, they have. So I might be burying my uncle a little bit, but he's retired, so he's all good. My uncle was a car salesman for 30 years, right? And he sold Fords, Toyotas, Holdens, right? That was his jam, right? The everyman car, right? And he's very good at what he does. Masterful man, honest to God. He's a master of the trade, right? And one day he had a customer come in and dude was super cashed up and was just like, I want a car with a lot, I want a burger with a lot. And to my uncle, that was sort of like, holy shit, you just want to like hand me a fuck ton of cash. Like, okay, but I have to justify it because I have to sell you a car. So he's like, okay, so I'll give you a car and I'll give you this and I'll give you that and I'll give you that. And he was sitting there and the guy kept saying, yeah, I'll take it. Like, what else you got? What else you got? He's sitting there, he's fucking scratching his head. He's like, fuck, what else can I sell this guy? He went, well, shit, the only thing left, because he wanted a white car too. Like he said, I want a white car. Like, but other than that, I want everything. I want all the trimmings. He's like, fuck, well, the only thing left is the pinstripe. And he went, but I can't sell the guy a white pinstripe on a white car. This is fucked it up. He went, well, fuck it. What's the worst thing he says? He says no. Like, I'll give it a go. And he said, well, listen, we got one thing left. We can do pinstripe. We'll do a pinstripe on the car, and it'll be very subtle. Like it'll fade in, and so nobody will really see it unless they really got up and look at it. It's all bullshit. And the guy goes, yeah, fine, I'll take it. White pinstripe on a white.
Do you know
car.
how much that extra was? Or ballpark?
Oh no, I never asked him the cost, but I imagine to get a pinstripe done, that's fucking a lot of money.
Like $800.
I reckon decaling a car is stupid in itself anyway.
Well, it's people
with decal on a car?
For a shittier car, fair enough.
Oh, yeah, okay, fair.
But anything
depends
higher
on the decal. I think if it's like a real like graphic-y decal, I feel like people have been playing Need for Speed a little bit too much.
If it's on a van, okay, but like
that was such an error. Just like Fast and the Furious and like Need for Speed Underground just like happened at this perfect time in the zeitgeist. There you go, David.
Brilliant.
Thank you. That just like it took off so big, and then like Pimp My Ride popped up as well.
Oh, talk about a brilliant show.
That was the easiest way for stereo makers to sell speakers.
You know the worst part about that show was they never touched the motor.
No, never.
It was all aesthetic and like all sound system.
I think there was like one time where they actually like fixed
it's like
the motor.
You can play video games in your boot.
In your boot. We've got a billiards table that rolls out from your trunk, but the engine doesn't start. Like these were some dog shit cars.
It's because all the stuff they could put in was just stuff they got free from sponsors anyway.
Yeah,
So
it was just shit. Like,
we put a jacuzzi in the back of your SUV, but if you try and fire it up while you're driving, the battery will drain and you will stop.
there've been ones where they put like martini blenders.
Yeah,
and like,
shit
there's
like
been
that.
weird ones.
No,
it's like, why?
My favorite episode was when they went back and they're like, okay, so let's go check out where like the cars are.
Oh my
now.
God, yes.
Right? And one of the
Broken
cars,
broken down.
no, one of the cars was like the first car they go and visit. Like they must have. This is the best thing they had for the episode because this is the first thing they put up. The first car was on blocks.
That's ludicrous.
You're exhibiting some terrible.
I was trying to come up with
puns,
an exhibit pun. Damn it.
Exhibit.
And like the first question.
Oh, it is exhibit, it's not
First
ludicrous.
question out the gate was like,
I thought you were actually making just rapper puns.
Nah, but I
so
thought
did
I thought it was ludicrous. Fuck.
Oh.
What show did
You're thinking
Ludacris go
Fast
to?
and the Furious.
yeah.
He's
You're
in
thinking
Fast and the Furious.
Okay.
Sorry. He was in Too
My
Fast. and
comedy
Furious.
sucks.
Yes.
Yes.
Onwards.
But yeah, like what? Like
An
such
exhibit. What an exhibit. Damn it.
Yeah,
That would have been
but
so much better.
such a weird time of like, just people pimping out cars and like
Well,
everything, like all the media just got into it on like the right time.
That
like,
defines early 2000s.
It
to me.
does.
really
It
does.
literally
It really does.
defines early 2000s.
like there's
to me.
nothing else that I think like that's movies, TVs, and games. Like when has there been another time where like movies, TVs, and games have been that
Synchronized.
that
Yeah.
in sync?
Yeah.
Of
No,
just, like,
you're
we've
100% right.
captured something all at the same time.
I think maybe early 10s we've captured the zombie movement where like
Yeah.
movies, games, and television essentially started zombies.
Well, it's that supernatural era. 'Cause we had
Yeah.
a very big. We had
Vampires,
all the vampires and
zombies,
stuff as well.
werewolves were big. Yeah, no, you're 100%
Twilight was
right.
really big. Yeah.
Yeah, whereas like early 2000s defined by fucking cars.
Yeah.
100%.
And before that, it was
It was fucking
I was
fantastic.
saying before that was like the James Bond era through like all the Soviet stuff and
Yeah, it was very
Cold
much
War
like
because it was Cold War.
Yeah, very Cold
it was
War
Cold
in the
War
late
stuff, yeah.
80s, yeah.
But yeah, these days it's interesting to say what you were saying before about the mullet and how like not even about the. I know you want to bring up that case, but how hairstyles can also define the generation.
Oh, they so do.
And
Yeah.
how I think we're at the point where we're in an era of mixing and matching, and pretty much this is where people start getting very much hard business in the front, but nice and flowy in the back.
I think Peaky Blinders is defined from mid 10s now. That hairstyle.
I think the 50s gentleman hairstyle,
Yeah.
where it's a lot of deep fades for men especially, has definitely been the defining color. I know me, Ricky, and both David, we all have big, tough.
we go the skin
fades,
fade up
skin
to
fades
up to high top.
We've got the tough boy fades.
Yeah.
But John is also rocking the gentleman's quiff.
The quiff at the front.
That's not intentional. That's just what my hair does. I try.
I wish
brush
my
it
hair.
back.
I wish my hair did that.
Right. That's
I just wish it
what
would
it
quiff
does.
naturally. I got to fucking like product it and shit all the time. It's annoying.
Yeah. No, there's no product in my hair right now.
But
Yeah.
I wish like the big afro. That's the one thing I wish came back. I wish I saw people with like more.
You're talking that 60s,
the
60s,
60s.
70s.
I
like
want the 70s Disco Inferno afros back.
Yeah, it is. Still, it never left. It's just it's.
I don't see it's not as many.
It's huge in black culture in America. Like that's where it is.
Well,
It's
that's the fact that
cultural.
cultural. It is
Yeah.
regional as well because living in Australia, we
Yeah.
obviously don't get that as much. But
Yeah.
I wish I saw more of it. I wish there were more attempts. I think it
More
would
attempts
have
at the afro.
I have noticed that
I
the
want
whole.
to see an attempted afro that just
Disco
failed.
stew.
I love how like the afro style of just having the comb stuck in has never dipped, no matter what year you're in. Like I was at the
'Cause
gym
if
the
you,
other.
If you can do it, then it's a mad flex.
It's
You
such a
respect.
flex. I was at the gym literally the other day, and just the dude was in there with the comb in while he was working out. I'm like, oh, dude, like it is still so dope to see it. Like, no, that style for me will never go out of the way. Like some hairstyles will come and go, just given like the time and like what's popular. But that comb in the afro, that will always be cool.
It's timeless.
Always be cool. That comb in the afro.
You know what isn't timeless? Mullets.
Mullets.
Yeah.
Oh, is this you segueing me into that
I'm
story?
trying to segue you. I'm really trying to segue you.
It's small because this week, oh well, shit, I don't need to timestamp this. But there was a case that went before I want to say the magistrates, but I could be wrong. But it's a Victorian case, and we all know the meme, right? It's the meme of that underage kid who was taken. A photo was taken of him at a party, right? Big fad back in like the late 2000s where like everyone had house parties and everyone was like a professional photographer in their own right? So that photo had resurfaced.
I didn't realize that house parties were a fad.
No, but the idea of everyone being professional photographers going to house
People
parties.
People found it as a very easy side hustle.
Yeah,
right.
Like 15-year-olds were starting businesses.
If you could get your hands on your dad's Canon or Nikon, you could pretty much do these parties.
Big fad. I knew so many kids who moved
Ricky,
into like being photographers.
For a bit?
No,
you never did those.
I've never done.
You're a country DJ, but you never did the side photographer hustle.
It's one or the other, in my opinion. You either become a DJ or a photographer.
I never really bothered because like there was like 3 or 4 established people in Echuca.
They already ran the market.
Already.
They if you had a 21st or like an 18th or something, even at like there was a weird bit in our local paper that was like the social scene, and it was like just people's 21st.
Come in the paper.
That's such a country
21st.
Town.
I know it's such.
That's such a country
Make
town.
sure you bring a gift.
Yeah, it was. It was like it would have like the photos of the 21st in the local paper.
That's brilliant.
Oh, that's such a brilliant country paper
internet,
flex.
these days, the internet's taken that and they made meme pages out of all these rowdy 15ths they've come across in the western and northern suburbs.
We didn't really want to take photos at our like underage parties and stuff. There's incriminating stuff in there. You never know what's people can see.
Well, this is the thing.
That is like the most insightful thing I've ever heard a teenager like think about. It's like, yeah, we shouldn't take pictures because there's some dodgy shit about to go down at this party. Like, but like especially in our generation, like Generation Z kids do that all the time, right? They get it because they grew up with the social media. But like, man, the amount of dumb shit people used to take pictures of in my day. Fuck.
Also,
right?
Facebook didn't exist when I was 15, so just put that one out there.
Yeah. No, that's the thing.
I think MySpace
people
did.
still did dumb shit back then. It just
And
wasn't recorded.
No. Yeah, no. People have been doing dumb shit throughout all of human history.
Whereas this guy was like,
guys, if you do something dumb over the weekend,
don't record it.
Don't record it, but don't feel bad about it because everyone does dumb shit.
That's fine.
Yeah,
it's fine.
It's like dumb shit like this has existed, but now, like you just said before, like the internet is here. It's everywhere. Like Lad Bible picked up this guy's photo. Any meme page you name had found this guy's poor photo of this haircut.
Even Channel 9 was like, what is this dude's haircut?
So he has taken it upon himself a couple of months ago. I can't remember the time frame, but he filed a defamation case based on the fact that all these people were making memes of the haircut and of the photography and all that kind of stuff. He sued specifically, I have the article here, he specifically sued Daily Mail, Daily Telegraph, and Australian Radio Network. Right? It's like he went at them, right?
The Daily Mail's like not even a proper news outlet. It's like definitely just a meme.
Yeah, these were the named defendants of this one, particularly, right? And it genuinely came before a court, right? In a sense of a defamation case. But it's the first one, and why it's so interesting to me is because it's the first one where the judgment. So it's completely settled now. He didn't win, right? TLDR, he didn't win for a variety of reasons. But the brilliance of it is that the judge had that much of a bit of a humor about him in giving his judgment down. That it's the first one I've read where it's just openly put over memes as a genuine form of like, oh my god, what's that? Like fair use, kind of like satirical and parody, right? And he's just been like, dude, memes are like so good, like, and this judge had such a like affirmation for them that he comes out and in giving his judgment, he was like, all right, take away for the moment that it's a defamation case because he's already ruled in this. He went through the legalities. There's no need to go into the legalities here, but he made the statement and he comes out and he goes. We're talking about the cut here. We're not talking about the person. All right. Now we're going to focus on the haircut here. This is what the defamation was all about. It wasn't about you. It was about people being like, this cut is stupid. Right. It was making fun of the haircut, not making fun of the person with the haircut. To which the judge just goes on and just goes, these memes are hilarious. I love these memes. I love memes in general. And these memes are so funny because they're so true. That haircut is stupid. Essentially is the TLDR of his major judgment. Right, but it's just so brilliant to see like this judge come out and just absolutely put over memes and flame this haircut essentially in open court.
Did the guy rock up with the exact same haircut?
I don't think so. I don't know much about more than that, but I can't imagine he doesn't rock the haircut anymore. Like he genuinely made mainstream news for the longest period of time. That was the meme of I want to say 2014, 2015. That middle area of the tens.
It's going
that haircut.
We're heading into the end of the decade. I'm coming. There's a lot of stuff trekking back now.
Yeah.
No wonder why I don't remember it because I was like, I don't remember.
Oh, it's not a meme from this year.
It's 2013.
That's what I mean.
2014.
This is like so long ago. Okay, this was
a while
back. Remember it.
Yeah. And this is why like cases are so weird because you'll get something like this that's literally just been handled, but it started in 2013. Cases that don't mean shit they genuinely start very long ago.
So we'll get to it when we get to it.
We'll get to it. Like, and then the serious shit will get handled very quickly, right? They'll get pushed through the system. But this one literally just got handled, and it started in 2013. This guy, just poor little haircut. He's actually probably in his mid-20s now, like thinking back, going, "Damn, I was a goddamn idiot." Like. That cut was like we've all seen the cut, right? We will put it up on socials.
That is the difference between now and then. It's like if I look back and like look at when I was like 5th, I'm like, that was a dumb haircut, and then I move on with my life.
I look back at photos when I was in 2008, and I had that mad emo fringe.
I used to rock anime hairstyles for sure.
Yeah,
fringe went down and
you still kind of have an anime hairstyle right now.
Yeah, but it's more flowy.
Yeah.
You can ride my hair as a wave.
Definitely
you genuinely could, actually.
It's beautiful.
You got naturally good waves.
I'm just naturally good looking. It's all
You
fine.
hear that, ladies? You hear that, ladies? You can ride Lockie's hair. That's all I heard. As soon as you said that, I'm like, buddy, that's a statement.
Bring your boogie boards.
Have you met a...
How good? Nah, bodyboarding was actually my jam. Let's be honest.
Bodyboarding was your jam?
Because you used to spend hours just because like it's the poor man's boogie boarding. Let's be honest. He'd be out there next to the boogie boarder, and if he's wearing fins, you know he's a serious boogie boarder.
Shit.
If he's out there with fins, because he's doing spins on the waves as he turns.
I'm sorry, but serious boogie boarder is an oxymoron.
Yeah, it kind of is.
100%.
Serious boogie boarder.
100%. Like that is just. It's like rollerblading. I'm sorry, we're bringing it back to rollerblading, but like there's nothing cool about it. It really isn't. It's like being adjacent to cool. Like rollerblading and skateboarding. Like skateboarding, it's like it looks cool. The tricks they do are cool because the board's not attached to their feet. Rollerblading, you're cheating. It's attached to your feet. You could do the same thing if the fucking rail was slippery with like a bit of oil with your shoes on than you do with the fucking skates. Boogie boarding is the same thing. Surfing is cool because you're standing on the board. Boogie boarding, you're holding onto that board for dear life like a little girl. It's like, oh my God, I don't want to let go of the board. I'm sorry, but there's just...
But surely you remember that
adjacent.
moment when
it's cool adjacent.
When it's you on your boogie board and you've got your parent behind you and the waves are lapping and they just push you and you're like, I'm doing it, Daddy. I'm doing it.
It's like getting pushed on your bike for the first time without your training wheels.
Yeah, but then you realise that you're just on a little lap wave and you're not...
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You're not really going anywhere. Let's be honest.
Dude, that defined my primary school, man.
You're on a 2-foot wave on a
have any of you guys had any like serious fearful moments in the water? Like,
well, I was saying during the cold open, panic attack, went snorkeling because I saw a shadow.
I feel like we've all had
sharks freak me the fuck out, and that's why I don't go surfing.
Because I'm not like I'll go in the water, but I'm afraid of getting rolled. When I'm in the waves, because if I'm in the rip, especially if you're in the rip,
rips.
There's been a time ago. I was in Noosa about 8 years ago with my family, and this was when the king tide came in, and all like the water was pretty much ripped up with the sandbanks and everything. So it was murky black water. But me being 13 years old, like sick, I'll be able to bodyboard just fine. Like third wave, I remember just getting whirled up, and then you get, when you get taken into the wave, and you just get thrown, slammed straight on my back. I'm surprised I didn't get paralyzed, to be quite honest.
Holy shit!
Yeah, dude, like and because you're winded as soon as you get slammed, so then all the water gets in your lungs. So as soon as that happened, I literally just went like sat on the bottom of the sandbank and then swam sideways until you get the fuck out, and then I literally just jumped onto the shore, and I just like. Almost like started having a panic attack. Like, holy shit, I almost died.
Yeah, no.
Like, it's like when you get rolled by a wave, there's nothing you can do. You're helpless. You're stuck in a blender.
God, I thought mine was going to be like, these are like genuinely serious ones. Mine was like, I almost drowned doing a swimming carnival in like 2009.
During a race, or like were you just like fucking around?
No, like during a race, and like I just jumped in and I managed to like
Have
just
you had
fuck
swimming
up.
lessons or anything? Or
Yeah, like it was literally like a freak thing. Like it wasn't meant to happen. Like 9 out of 10 times when it happened, but like I slipped and then like I didn't like catch a breath, so I went in shock and then like just managed to not like catch my breath or catch momentum, like didn't get into the swing of like doing a doggy paddle kind of stuff. I managed to just like forget everything, but it was like that was like just my like that's my closest thing to like having a water fear story. Like I still swim and shit now, but like yours are like genuine.
Yeah, I think you won. Like my one is I almost drowned in the oh god, what's the name of is it the
kiddie pool,
the Murray River?
The Murray River.
Yeah, I was drowned in the Murray.
Were you like
a few people
close to
drowned
the
in the Murray,
city, or were you in the country?
No, it was up on the border. Like,
okay,
I was in the Murray, and the joke was it was sort of like depending on which side of the river I was on, I was either in Victoria or New South Wales. Technically, I think the Murray is actually New South Wales.
The Murray is. It's actually
Yeah.
5 meters this side of the Murray, like
Yeah.
the Victorian side that is actually the border.
Yeah.
But, that's
but
just
you know, it's like whatever. It was just I was a kid. I was like, I don't know, probably about 7. And me and my sister were playing. It was like I can't remember where we were, but like it was at a little like hippie festival thing. So we're out and there's a little clearing, and we went and we were playing, and nobody basically because we were so into we were like in the forest. There's no like signage anywhere that said, by the way, there's like it gets suddenly a lot deeper in this bit of the river. So there's like you go into kind of a shallow bit, but when I say shallow, I mean it can get up to like probably 3 or 4 feet deep, which for a kid is pretty high.
Yeah.
Right. And then suddenly from there it jumps to like 8 feet.
Yeah.
In depth, and didn't know that was the case. And so I'm just kind of like walking around, and then all of a sudden, boom, and I'm under. And yeah, have that moment of panic of like, oh fuck. And I was like, my swimming wasn't quite that good yet. And so like I'm there and I'm doing this and I'm like, oh fuck. And like I didn't know how to get out, and I was panicked because I was a fucking 7-year-old. And then the next thing I remember is like, you know, someone just basically dragged me out of the water. But yeah, like I was there for probably about.
The Murray's murky seconds. As well. You can't really see.
That's it. No, I could not see shit.
Visibility is nothing.
Like I would poke my head out of the water and try and scream, but I'd water in my mouth, and then I'd go back under again.
And then you panic because you can't because your body just goes into shock.
Exactly. Yeah. No, so that was a pretty freaky moment.
Do you reckon we take? I'm assuming we all got swimming lessons through education.
Oh fucking oath.
Do you reckon we take all of that for granted that like the swimming lessons were so integrated into our education? Because I think like. I kind of think, oh yeah, we all know how to swim. It's fine. Like
I did it outside of school.
You know outside, but like your parents taught you how to swim. Because I think living in Australia, they're like you're going to come across bodies of water. You better know how to paddle.
We lived on the goddamn river. There was no way we weren't going to get swimming lessons at some point. And then that turned into like me being a half decent competitive swimmer when I was younger.
Do you have the swimmer's bod?
I did actually. I went to state. Like 3 years in a row.
Yeah.
But this is like a long time ago.
This is a very long time ago.
Short. I was always short distance, so I did like the
freestyle?
50, 100 freestyle, and then the relay. I went to state for. I think I actually did it at MSAC.
Far out.
Yeah, I was in front of like an actual crowd and shit. It was really weird. Especially when you're in there in bathers. Because this was
the tugs on.
This was pre or about the time when like Ian Thorpe wore like the full bodysuit, the torpedo, the black suit.
Oh, what an absolute throwback.
Everyone else still wore Speedo. So like the only thing really
and then we technically cheated and won Olympics. We had special suits.
Everyone reckons that was the fucking case, but like no one had worn like just a long sleeve, like a long pant swimsuit. So all we could buy is Speedo. So I'm there like 12 or 13 years old in front of like 100 strangers in my fucking Speedos. And I did that thing that like you hate when you're doing a swimming comp is you jump in and like your jocks drop a little bit. Yeah. So like your first instinct is like, I've got to pull my Speedos up and then start swimming.
Oh, you didn't have it tight enough?
No, I didn't. Apparently didn't. But I've jumped in. I'm like, oh fuck, my ass is showing. Pull my Speedos up, and then started swimming in the relay.
As you're dissenting, you're just like trying to
shit. Yeah, that was like the worst thing ever.
Your brain's just like kick.
My brain's like kicking. The rest of me is just like, pull your pants up, you dickhead.
Your ass is showing.
Your ass is showing.
So that's the problem with like swimming lessons in schools. At least with my school, it was like a piss take. Like you'd have genuine education, and we got them early, right? So we got them like grade 2, grade 3 era, and then up until about year 6, you can elect to do it, and then you don't have to do it past that point.
Wait, is this for swimming you're talking about?
Yeah, swimming lessons at school.
You got in late because we started in prep at my school.
Oh my god, yeah. Like I heard school started in prep, and I was just like, well, that's a bit cheeky to start in prep.
I mean, to be fair, it's not like they were throwing you in the deep end. Being
swim, proper
bitch.
shit.
It's just like we're floating today.
Yeah.
Oh no, not even that. It's like no, we're just gonna sit at the edge of the pool and kick, and that's it.
Yeah.
And that was like that's like a 2 hour, that's like an hour and a half lesson.
I just remember, like 16-year-old instructor named Sophie just being like kick.
Yep.
That's all. Yeah, that's all my childhood.
That's what I'm saying. It was like it was a piss take. So it's like unfortunately we didn't take it seriously.
Just the smell of drying potato cakes in the air.
Oh god, and chlorine.
Chlorine and potato cakes mix so well though.
Yep.
That was the best thing. Like
that defines summer in my opinion.
Well, the big pool in Echuca is like right across the road from like the best fish and chip shop, which is then next to a park. So it was like you go to swimming lessons, you'd go to the fish and chip shop, and then you go to the park and eat the fish and chips.
Yeah,
it's fucking
while you
fantastic.
dry it off.
And at least ours was taken seriously because everyone wanted to be there because we were paying for them.
Yeah.
It wasn't part of like an education thing. It was like, but I think everyone in town like had some idea of like all these kids live near. Well, there's technically 3 rivers in Echuca. they're gonna come across a body of water at some point.
Yeah.
It's
Also,
like,
we live on a fucking island.
We live on a literal island.
we live on an
it's-
island. We're kind of surrounded by the stuff.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, it was very in Echuca. It's very much a culture of like, like I think I had my first swimming lesson when I was like 3. Like my parents did not muck around.
It's taken seriously.
It was like, get him in the water, get him comfortable with it, let him learn how to swim, and then like it's a skill.
Like it's a genuine skill we should all have.
Oh yeah, for sure.
exactly.
Especially Australia, maybe like not inland countries, but
being
like
able to identify a rip as well, I think is a big thing. That, like,
that's a skill I still don't fully have down, but that's because I don't do a lot of like beach.
well, that's the thing. You wouldn't be at the beach.
Also,
much, but
like at Port Phillip Bay, what rip? You know what I mean? Like I'm a Melburnian. There's no rips in Port Phillip Bay.
it's probably like more the Geelong side.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But then again, I was
Point
like,
Longdale, man, they are rips everywhere.
Yeah, right.
Last time I was down there, I saw a great white just like on the edge. I was like, I just saw the black fin. I was just like, yeah. I was like, went for like a morning run with my mate Ben, and we're like at the edge of like, because you kind of run around past out the borders of Point Longdale, kind of heading into Queenscliff area. And you can look at the point where it's just like open sea. And I still just remember seeing the fin just go,
yo.
I was just sharks freak me the fuck out, dude.
Dude,
Like, I cannot deal with them.
You live in the wrong place, man. Because it's funny.
Actually,
Port Phillip Bay.
Actually,
what sharks.
Statistically speaking, Ricky, you live closer to sharks than any of us.
You do, man.
Because you're like less than
port.
you're about 2 kilometers from Melbourne Aquarium. They got the biggest fucking sharks in Australia.
They literally they are like.
Could you actually not go to an aquarium and just stare at a
No,
shark?
stare at a fucking shark. It's
Oh,
fine,
okay.
man.
Do you
But
know,
like, I can't.
because it's
I can't
behind
be in
your
the
fucking
fucking
glass.
I've got a friend. Well, my girlfriend, she wants to go into she wants to do a cage dive.
Cage dive, yeah. I would
in
like
South
to do that
Australia. She
to
wants to do
confront my fear.
I was going to say flooding therapy for you, bro. Like, just jump right in.
And everyone's like, oh, but like, and that's the thing. I grew up around like snakes and spiders and shit. Doesn't bother me at all.
No.
Sharks. Hundreds of millions of years of evolution have made them the perfect killing machine. They are muscles and teeth.
Crocodiles and alligators, please.
Well, crocodiles and alligators
They're just
as well.
old, dickhead.
That's what I'm saying. Like, crocodiles and alligators are designed to kill,
I know,
in my
but,
opinion.
like,
and they can do it on land.
Crocodiles and alligators have like legs and they're a bit fucking stumpy and shit. You can run away from.
And they're quick.
They're surprisingly quick. But the thing that you shouldn't do when I ask someone in the Northern Territory is like, is that serpentine thing bullshit? He's like, no, because you're running this way and the crocodile just runs straight.
Yeah, he's covering ground.
Just run straight from the crocodile.
Oh, dude, crocodiles fuck with me, man.
But yeah, like crocodiles freak me the fuck out
once you're in a death row, you're fucked.
Huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Once you're in a death row, you're fucked.
But I'm not dumb enough to jump into goddamn croc-infested
This is
waters.
one-
But the problem with this ocean is it's the ocean.
But you choose
A shark could just be like, I want to be in this part of the ocean now. I, could be
I
in
like that
part of the
spot.
ocean. Exactly.
That's the
they
thing.
freak me the fuck
On
out,
land,
man.
you know you have levels. Like you know
Exactly.
that like if he's coming
can-
for
I
you,
can climb
it's
a tree.
straight. Like shark, you don't know how far
But
he's going.
if I'm
down.
on land, I know I'm not going to get bitten by a shark.
That's
saying.
why I
Alright.
stay on land.
That's what I'm saying. But then crocodiles can do both.
But people choose to get in these cages and go in the water. I'm like, why? Like, I think my
Steve
girlfriend's
Irwin made a
crazy
career
for
out of it. Like people can choose to do whatever the fuck they
I'm
want,
with
man.
you. Like cage diving stuff is great. Like
Just muscles and teeth, man.
There's something to be said to Ricky's point, and that is kind of like kind of the balance of nature, and that is that we have an agreement with the sharks. They stay on their side of the fence, and we stay on ours.
Crocodiles don't have that agreement, though.
I hate that like that term when people say shark-infested waters. Like, no, sharks live there.
Yeah, that's where sharks
are,
live.
These are human-infested
Those are going to be
waters.
human-infested waters.
We should not be in there because it's theirs. They get it. It's all theirs. We stay on fucking land. They have the ocean. I don't care.
If someone was like to
freak me the fuck out, man.
If someone was like to me, hey, would you like to come with me and do this? I'd be like, I'll sit in the boat and make Jaws references the entire time.
You're gonna need
I'll lose it there and go, we need a bigger boat.
No, I'm going to sit there, and when the cage breaks and you get eaten, I'm just going to be standing there going, I fucking told you.
I would.
I fucking told you this is going to happen.
My other big fear is like falling or heights or whatever. So it's like I need at some point I need to go skydiving to confront that, and at some point I need to do the shark cave dive to confront the shark. I need to confront my fears to get over them.
We're really big on this immersion flood therapy kind
A
of
little
gimmick,
bit,
bro.
I think claustrophobia in water. I think the people who do the cave diving and ship diving crap.
That
that's-
fucks with me.
I've seen.
I'm claustrophobic as well.
That's
Just a coddled boy, aren't you, Ricky?
I grew up on a river where there's like nothing. There's like fish.
Nothing but fear. Just fear to dwell
Yeah,
on.
but like it's the fear of the unknown. It is literally the fear of the unknown. It's the fear of like what could be here. It's not what is here. What could. That's why I freaked out when I saw a shadow when I was snorkeling.
So what's up with heights, though? Because you look down, you can see exactly what's in front of you.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Nothing. That's all the way to the bottom.
I think height should just be an instinctual evolutionary thing that we should all be afraid of.
Yeah, we're not birds, so
because exactly.
We're not birds.
People that like skydive for fun, you people are sick and you need help.
I'd do that.
I'd actually do it for a bit of fun. I don't have a fear of heights. But like I'm 100% with you when it comes to water-based shit. That is not our territory.
Scares me.
We are not amphibious.
I will say like
getting stuck
don't know how
underwater in a cave. Terrible. No,
that's fair.
That story in Thailand about the
cave
with the soccer team that got stuck. Dude, I was following that story so hard.
Yeah.
And man, that's terrible. What happened? Honestly, that's crazy.
The one thing that like you said with crocodiles and stuff like that's a good thing with the Murray. We're too far south for crocodiles, or so I thought.
No.
I don't know. I've tried to research the validity of this, but some guy found a dead freshwater crocodile in the Murray near Echuca.
Damn.
I don't know how true it is. I've like gone through every article I could find. No one could seem to disprove his find.
A freshwater croc,
but it had also been like professionally skinned.
Yeah. Okay. So that sounds like that might have been poached.
Yeah, but then why bring it from the Northern Territory to Victoria?
Smuggling? I don't know. Maybe to try and flog it down here.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what the go is, but it was found like in the river, like in the water.
Yeah.
By a dude who goes around like
he cleans up the Murray.
He cleans up the Murray.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And he was like cleaning a log or near like rubbish near a log, and he thought it was just a dead fish, and he's picked it up and no, it's a fucking crocodile. So I'm just like,
it's fucking
either it's like what you said, someone brought it down from the Northern Territory to flog it off because it was like the way it was skinned was like professional, or there just happens to be a freshwater crocodile in the Murray,
and someone's
Murray
just come across it not realizing what it was, and just skinned it.
Because I've with freshwater crocodiles aren't that bad. I've swam with a freshwater crocodile.
You know the difference though. You can tell the difference.
Yeah, you can being up close because I did that. What's that? With the one on the river in Kakadu, where they feed the crocodile off the side of the boat. I've done that. So that massive fucking crocodile with it's got one gimp leg. It's been in the Herald Sun and stuff. It's like one of the biggest crocodiles they've ever found, alive at least. And
it's actually a living
name too. His name's like Bruce or something.
I think it's
actually.
I think I know this croc. Yeah,
it's a living dinosaur.
Yeah,
but when it jumps out of when it jumps out of the water and you're on this fucking dinghy with like a 2-foot high fence around the whole thing, and you're just like, if that thing wanted to, it could just flip the boat.
Yeah.
It would easily just flick its head up and the boat's done.
I would hate to
and
know how much power it could
it is
muster.
Immense.
Have you not heard about their bite and how powerful that
it is?
I think it's the most powerful. It's the most powerful bite ever.
They simulated with the jaws of life, the mechanical thing they use to break open doors, but apparently that has no chance on the crocodiles.
Although apparently the one thing with the crocodile is their bite force is like the strongest in the world, but their open force is the weakest or one of the weakest.
Hippo has the strongest open force.
But you can just hold.
So you can just hold it like that.
Hold a crocodile's mouth shut.
Oh, so that's how Steve Irwin got away with it.
All their muscles are for clamping down, not for opening up. So you can just hold a crocodile's mouth shut with two hands, and it won't be able to.
That's why it takes ages for it to open.
Yeah. So that's why they just get a bit of that, and then there's a bit of duct tape. And the crocodile's disarmed now.
Oh.
Whereas a hippo, it's like.
Yeah, they're fucking.
No, if a hippo wants to fuck you up.
Yeah.
Anything. Okay. Discounting all animals drastically larger than us, obviously. They'll kill us. All right? Like a crocodile's within scale to degrees.
Killer river dwellers, it'd be like hippos than crocodiles, probably.
Yeah. Hippos just fuck anyone up. They just if they don't like the look of you, fuck you, bang.
Are hippos naturally just instinctively aggressive like a croc is?
They're very territorial.
Very territorial as well?
Yeah.
Oh, especially mothers and their cubs.
Hippos kill as almost as many people as humans do. Like in terms of what creatures kill humans the most, it's other human beings.
Yeah, obviously humans.
And then hippos are number 2.
Are they really?
They're number 2 on the list. Yeah. So
because dumb tourists think, oh look, it's a big
cute little hippo,
fucking
and
hippo.
then the hippo then the hippo giggles and charges.
Dude, I was that dumb tourist in Nepal. We were going down a river bend there or something, and there was a hippo just bathing, right? And they got us to a degree of safety close, is what they called it.
Hang on, there's hippos in Nepal.
Yeah. There was a safari sanctuary in there somewhere, and this one was
so these are not native hippos.
No, these are native hippos. Native hippos.
Fuck.
Yeah, there's hippos in Nepal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There used to be because
thought it was just
because
yaks.
when humans left, humans weren't the only. No, because, Ricky, that's what I'm saying. Humans weren't the only creatures to leave the African continent, right? There used to be lions and tigers all over the European continent, and then the Romans ate them all, right, or fucking killed them all for fun, right? There's hippos and giraffes and all the rest.
They move around.
Yeah, animals that we think only exclusively live in Africa used to be all over Europe and Asia, and then humans came along and kind of changed the game.
So there was two instances. There was one where I was just being a dickhead, and I walked I was dared by the safari instructor because he was being a cheeky boy. He was just like, "Go on, you wouldn't do it. Get a little bit closer." I'm like, "Okay, dickhead, fine." All right. So I walk off up a little track, and I'm getting closer. Now I'm talking still. When I say close, there's still a good bit of distance between us, but his ears are tuned to shit.
Do you know how fast a hippo can run,
dude? It didn't. But like, okay, I get
Did
close.
Did it look at you?
And it was facing completely opposite way, bathing in it, and then literally, I'm not even fucking with you. Its head just looks over its shoulder like that. It just looks back, and at that point, I freeze and I go, "Fuck this." Safari dude wins. All right, I'm not fucking with that motherfucker because he's just bathing, and I'm the bad guy here because I'm pissing him off. All right, so I run the fuck back. Second time we're in a boat, and apparently the big thing is like you can't control where the hippos move because it's an open safari, right? It's not a controlled zoo. So their procedure is if their hippos are bathing, one either stay in the boat, do not fucking move, do not move the boat, and say goddamn nothing. Or two, jump the fuck out, get onto the footpath, and just hide in the bushes. That's literally the extent of their safety.
In between.
There's no in between. So we're on the boat going down this river or whatever, and 3 hippos decide to just jump in and just have a little bit of a bathe, right? And they had happened to jump in as we had gone past the point of threshold of safety to still be in the boat. So the guy just goes, all you hear is like in their language, fuck, all right? The boat stops. We're all sitting there. We're all Westerners. We're going, fuck, what? All right. And he's just literally dipped down into the bottom of the fucking dinghy. And we're going, well, he hasn't said anything. Do we go too? We dip the fuck down. He looks up. The hippos are like looking at the boat. All 3 of the hippos are just staring at the boat.
What the fuck are you doing,
all right, what the fuck are you doing? We're having a shower. This dude, in his most broken English possible, literally just says, jump. And we just fucking sprint. We fucking sprint. And then I do like a dive into the bush. Like I'm talking animated dive into the bush. These guys are jumping behind trees and shit and all that kind of stuff.
Commando roll.
I'm talking like, Lucha Libre. I dived over a person to jump into the bush and hide there. And everyone else is scattered behind bushes and trees and shit. And we were there for about a good 10 to 15 minutes before we were told safe to move. The hippos have looked away. They didn't move. They just looked away.
They've relaxed.
You don't fuck with hippos.
No.
So we've come to the conclusion that not sharks, not crocodiles, but hippos are the most dangerous animal.
Fuck.
Yes, other than humans. Yes.
Okay.
And with that, we'll leave it there. But yeah, now you know why Pablo Escobar had hippopotamuses. Oh. Besides the fact that they're cute and cuddly and deadly, just like Pablo. So,
on that note,
and they have mustaches.
On that note, we'll leave it there. So I want to thank my guests today, Ricky Needs, David Yang, and Lachlan Beasley for joining me. Thank you, boys.
Thank you.
And if you like this episode, please tell a friend about it. Jump on Spotify and hit follow there, or subscribe to us on iTunes and leave a review and all that good stuff. Be sure to check us out on Instagram at pint.party as well. And you should also check out the Heart Attack Network site. I think we haven't sussed that in a while. I feel like that's something we haven't talked about in a hot minute. Sorry, Lockie's gone spread eagle for some reason,
and that will appear on my socials.
God, I'm flexible.
I completely lost my train of thought.
You are deceptively flexible. That was impressive.
Oh god!
And on that note, thanks for listening to Pint
David
Party.
just gave me a good look down the barrel.
I pulled my quad doing that. I pulled my quad. Go on.
And with that, this has been Pint Party. Cheers.
Cheers.
This podcast is part of the Heart Attack Podcast Network. For more of this and our other podcasts, head to heartattackstudios.com.au.